So this is Rachel again. How are you today? Have been a little bit MIA at the moment. Energy's been pretty intense since the new moon. But I really want to talk to you about a few things today. And one of them is how are you going with the new moon? Because for me, this new moon has brought up just some things that I know are going to be useful for the full moon release. So that's really interesting. And there's a lot going on around the full moon. Is a pretty spectacular one. It's on Christmas Day, and it will bring a sense of release to tensions that might have been happening over the new moon to full moon in December. So if there's any loose ends that you need to tie up, full moon's a good time to release it. So there's a definite change in the works. 12th of 12th, 2015 in numerology equals 5. And 5 is a massive number for change. And 5 represents a change in self, a changing global scale as well. And we had a beautiful spiritual visitor, come and channel through me on the 12th of 12th, 2015 portal, as it can be called. And this has brought incredible change in our awareness, in our thinking, in calming anxiety down, having more information about why we're here, not just as an individual level, but why we're here globally. And there's a huge change that's been happening in the last 2 or 3 months. And if you're at all sensitive to the energy shifts, if you're feeling like, you know inside there's something that you need to change, there's something that you're not on your soul's true path, or just dietary, or just there's something there that doesn't serve you and you need to change, or could be relationship wise, it's really been coming forth the last 3 months. And if you have a chance, listen to the new moon meditation. If you're a subscriber, as I'll be sending it through with our December newsletter. If you're not, honestly, do it, because it's a really, really, really great meditation to listen to. There's a lot of activations and cleansing in this meditation, but also a really good start to what's going to progress you through to next year. If you haven't subscribed yet, jump on our website, www.holisticaventure.com.au, and subscribe, or jump on our Facebook and subscribe at the sign up now button. Yes, get on the meditation. We are in this incredible time of awareness, and it started, little by little, and then it's become a movement now. It's revolutionizing people's living and breathing and just being spaces. And it's quite an incredible process when you watch from so long ago. 1 or 2 people around you were becoming more aware of meditation and what the benefits are of being more spiritual within self, instead of idolizing someone else as a spiritual leader, and understanding that we are our own God, and we are in the control of our own life. We are in control of our future. We're in control of how we perceive things and how we are aware of things, and we're in complete control of our perspective. And now it's becoming more and more prominent. No thoughts are private anymore. You think something and it travels down a collective consciousness, and we are so aware of that we actually become more humble human beings out of it. Of course, there are still people who I believe are not aware of this way of life, but in the end, they may be here for a different reason, and that's okay. And so it's about being okay with that. New moon will bring up lots to do with what I'm finding is that if you're hung up on something and you're trying to make a decision and you're trying to do it the best way, in the most serious possible way, it may not work so much. Really look into your intuition on what you should do. Look into your heart. One thing that came through when we had the channeling the other week was that the spirit couldn't believe how heart focused our race is, our human race is. And they were talking about how we are crystallized and we are from crystallization. So it is important to realize that we can actually get back to that space, and that's what's happening now. The planet's resonance is shifting at increasing at such a high level that we have to change with it. And that's why there's been such a big shift of awareness of who we are, of perspective, and physically we're changing. And so we can't not mentally change, we can't not emotionally change, we can't not spiritually change, because that's just the reality of what's happening. And even if you're religious and you believe in a different, you have a different belief, it doesn't matter. You're still going to shift because you're a part of the planet and the resonance is changing. The electromagnetic energy is just becoming more and more intense. And you'll find through certain times, moon phases, but also between, it's happening faster and faster. But then the beauty of that is that you're actually able to deal with things quicker and quicker. The more that you become aware of things, the more you're actually able to go, oh, okay, that doesn't serve me anymore. I can put that to the side. And I think emotional changes are so important in this, because once upon a time, so many of us are so traumatized by so many things, this lifetime, last lifetime, other dimension, other lifetimes that we've experienced. And we forget that all of that is in our genetic makeup, all of that is a part of our spiritual soul being. And so we have to recognize that it is time to shift past that. It's time to shift past keeping all of that baggage on. It's an incredible time. It's very exciting. 2016 energy forecasts are coming out, and it's going to be a great year. In numerology, 2016 equals 9. 2015 equals 8, and 8 is about bringing you to that change. And 9 is an incredible auspicious number. It will bring us into a space of ending a cycle. 9 is ending a cycle. So we're ending a cycle of whatever personally, whatever globally, and we're coming into something new, and it's beautiful. And I do believe that the best way that I can explain it is we've been in a cocoon for 9 years and we're coming out, we're blossoming. We're breathing new life into ourselves. And it is an incredible time to start visioning what you want for your future. And it's not about creating an image. It's literally just about putting the notion out there, what you want, manifesting. So you put a thought out there, and then it has the ability to be a part of the collective consciousness, and then it can become a reality. And this is happening quicker and quicker, and it's an incredible tool and technique to use when we're in a spiritual space, to be able to manifest what we want. And we forget that we can positively manifest all we want, but if we've still hung up on certain things, emotional attachments to someone, comparing ourselves, we will find it really hard to keep on that positive manifest. So I guess the most important thing is to see everything that may have been a negative thing in your life, to be able to go, I don't want to put blame on others anymore. I don't want to put blame on myself anymore. I don't want to feel guilty for things anymore. I don't want to feel fearful. And 2015 is really about dropping all of those qualities that we have kept so close to us because we've had this emotional, spiritual trauma there. And it's about realizing that with every negative thought, with every negative feeling, we can topple it quite easily with light. We can, the moment that you bring it in and you say, okay, this needs to change, that's your awareness, that's your perspective, and it's clicked over. And the next time, it'll be easier and easier to do it. And we're coming to a space of 2016 will bring a change. And when you know that inside, when you know that in your intuition, that is a beautiful, beautiful feeling. So I think the main thing is we'll be putting lots of blogs up as well over the next month. We are officially closed in our therapy room, but we are working on some workshops next year for Melbourne, and our aim is to still put up blogs over the next month, because we've got the new moon. We'll be doing a meditation for the full moon that we'll be putting out in the next week and a half. Then there's the new moon in January, and we've also got Mercury retrograde coming on the 6th of January. Mercury retrograde can be an interesting time. I wouldn't say it needs to be a negative time, but if you are having problems facing things in your life, facing yourself, facing others, things may come up for you, and it's important to really try and stay grounded within that time. So a part of the full moon meditation, I will be putting some things around grounding yourself for the Mercury retrograde. It is really important to go with the flow, and it is really hard to go with the flow. But it is all just bringing up lessons once again to learn. And as you know, in the past, when you've learned a lesson, it actually can be quite a gratifying feeling. You know, to know that I can get past this, I can become aware and I can have a different perspective, and to be able to go, do you know what, that's just a part of my journey, and that's a beautiful thing. And there's nothing bad with making mistakes. There's nothing wrong with you if, you know, you have a bad day and you have a down day and you don't feel like doing anything and you just want to rest. That is completely natural. And the biggest lesson that I have learned this last 3 months is to take that time out. It's not to push yourself, because when we push ourselves, we go into adrenal fatigue. We start adrenalizing our system. We start putting cortisol into our system, and it's an unneeded chemical to be able to connect your mind, body, and soul and be spiritually aligned. I think it's really important to keep a diet, a light diet if you can. You know, you might include fasting. You might, and diet, by diet I don't mean, you know, fad diets or anything like that. I just mean a healthy eating space. So, you know, keeping up as much processed food and chemicals as you can, that's all. It's nothing dire. It's just saying eat lots of fruit and veggies and look after yourself, and, you know, eat meat if you do, seafood, tofu, whatever you eat, but just, you know, be really aware of cutting out the processed foods, because there's no doubt that they do put us into a lower vibration. And to be able to stay in a really good spiritual space most of the time, because it's not going to happen all the time, it is good to eat a lot of those high vibrational foods. But also exercise, you know, just stretching your body. Stretching your body is really important. It helps unblock energy pockets in our body, because when we sit, which is so common for this time, we sit a lot, and it's really important to keep our bodies moving. So if you have any chance to get out, go for a walk, go down the beach, go for a walk, please do over the next month, because Mercury retrograde especially, it'll be important to keep walking. Now, just quickly, the full moon is about bringing in beautiful relationships, meeting new people. It's about allowing bridges to be mended and allowing harmony into our lives. And so I guess the biggest part over the next week and a half that we really need to focus on is just putting out love. And if we have an issue with someone, if we think of a negative feeling, negative thought, push out love. Understand that these people only know what they know. And there's that Maya Angelou quote, I think it's Angelou, and she talks about you only do better once you know better. And it is so incredibly true. You know, the things that I've been through in my life, some people could look at and just be like, wow, that's really intense, and how can you be where you are now? But it's because I learned so many lessons along the way, and I allowed myself to be in a pretty bad place sometimes, but being in that bad place, I now know that I always come back up, always. And even if it's a small comeback up, it's still something. And it's important to really listen to our bodies and enjoy the time of Christmas. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy the family time, the friends time. If you just spend time with friends, or just spend time with family, or just see a couple people over time, enjoy it. Just enjoy everything about being in that space, and really feel your hearts connecting. Really feel that heart center connection, because that's what makes us up. Our crystallized form that we originally came from is all about geometry. It's about crystallization, and we're going back to that space. So it's a beautiful, beautiful process. It is a positive process. And I want you to remember that when you're in that really bad space, when you're feeling really low, when you're feeling like you're anxious, when you're feeling like you don't trust yourself, like you're feeling doubtful, I really want you to remember that we come from a heart space, that we are crystallized people. We come from a crystallized foundation. We are made of geometry. We are made of beautiful, beautiful energy. and connect with, even if you're just connecting with nature, stand in some dirt, go to the beach. Depends what your element is, fire, water, air, earth. Connect with your element. Find out some information about your star sign. Work out how you can connect with that. One of the things that the spiritual visitor told me told Kane about me that was really fantastic was I'm a water element and I'm a water sign. And if you look at, he said, if you have a bowl and it's got water in it and you do this, it'll constantly be like that. The movement, the water movement, the water is never still. It is always moving in some way. And Cain, my husband, is an earth element, so he'll always be still. And so it was saying like the understanding that I always do need to constantly keep myself still. We all have different opposites to our elements. So, he'll have an issue with, he actually doesn't like water, funnily enough. But he'll have like different oppositions. But my opposition is that I'll always feel emotional and I'll always be affected by things that he may not be affected by, because water is a huge part of who I am, and I'm always like this, just going. But you can calm it down. So, do some astrology research. Learn about your birth chart. Learn about your what's your opposites and what works for you and what doesn't, and really find that alignment within yourself. It's really important, because there's no doubt that we are a part of this beautiful planet. We're a part of this universe. We're a part of the stars. We're a part of the nature, and we are definitely affected by it. So I wish you the absolute best for the next week. Keep yourself grounded. I can already feel energies a bit more positive today, which is really beautiful. So today I would suggest go and have some fun. Go and do something that really inspires you and makes you feel good. And I don't know when I'll do another video. I might do one before Christmas. Hopefully we'll do one before the full moon. So I will talk to you then. Have a fantastic week and fantastic weekend. Bye.